Hi, I'm Liz Flower with Manatee Educational Television at the 25th Annual Sarasota Film Festival. Today we're screening Through the Tunnel. We want to thank so many people from this community for making this film possible, and also the Sarasota Film Festival Board itself for helping us create a fabulous event. We're looking forward to this wonderful film that touches on great history from our community. Thank you so much and welcome to the Film Festival. Hi, I'm Liz Flower with Manatee Educational Television, standing in front of the beautiful Municipal Auditorium with Moody Johnson.
Yes.
It is great to have you here today.
It's good to be here.
Tell me, Mr. Johnson, and our wonderful audience, about this film, Through the Tunnel, and your involvement.
Thank you. Well, Through the Tunnel is a documentary concerning the adjustment we had to make between integration and segregation in 1969 when the last graduating class left Lincoln Memorial High School. And of course, with Eddie Shannon and Henry Lawrence being the co-stars, I happened to be the voice of Through the Tunnel, and I counted a privilege. Coach Shannon and myself, we go way back because I've been knowing him all my life, and now he's 101 years old. And he was our high school coach and a great influence on most of the people that came through Lincoln Memorial High School, a positive influence of that.
Well, this is a very inspirational film.
Yes, it is.
Well, how do you think the community has relished this? What do you think?
I think it's an eye-opener for a lot of people, of course, because they didn't know how it was going to affect them and what story it would tell and how the story would move their lives from where they thought they should be to where they are. It helps people, and we are history. Every day it's a historical moment in our lives, but to be able to tell the story of the school that I dearly love, Lincoln Memorial High School, and some of the people that made us who and what we are, from our faculty to our classmates to our whole community and our families. It was a great moment.
It's wonderful to be here. I'm sorry Henry Lawrence isn't here, who was a professional NFL player and an alumni of Lincoln.
That is correct. Yeah, he was there at Lincoln Memorial High School class of 70-71, and we had a lot of fun, his sister and our classmates.
Oh, I love his family.
Yes.
Great family.
Yes, indeed.
Well, I guess it's a sold-out crowd today.
Yes.
We'll have a wonderful viewing of this film right here.
We're excited.
The 25th Annual Sarasota Film Festival. It's great to be with you today.
It's good to have you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
God bless.
One more question, Liz.
I'm here with Coach Mike Knowles at the Sarasota Film Festival for the preview of Through the Tunnel. Coach, tell us about this film and your involvement and what you think the community is going to take away from this film.
Well, I didn't really have any involvement myself, but of course I coached with Coach Shannon, Eddie Shannon, for over 25 years. And I met Eddie in 1979 when my wife and I came to Bradenton.
Oh, wonderful. Lots of history.
Oh, yeah. And Coach Shannon was coaching the receivers, and I coached the defensive backs, so we warred against each other every day, and just found out what a wonderful, wonderful man. I didn't really, he was and still is, and I didn't know a whole lot about the history until later on when this film came out many years ago.
So this film was an expose, or exposed you to the realities of what was happening prior to 1960?
67, 68. That was a time right before Coach Shannon came to Manatee High School. And because of that, I had the great privilege of nominating Eddie for the FHSA Hall of Fame, which he went into several years ago.
Oh, that's very
because of the great work he did with the kids at Manatee High School and with the community.
It's wonderful. It's great to be here today with you. What do you think the community is going to take away from this film?
I think we need to be reminded of a time when life was tough for some people in some areas. And it was tough. It was tough also for kids on both sides, but we came away from that with great pride in the community. And you see just how well Manatee County's done, especially in football, which was Eddie's main concern, of course. But he was such a major part of all that.
It's wonderful to hear. What does Coach Shannon mean to you? You've known him for a very long time.
Coach Shannon touches my heart. He's a very dear friend. I look at him more as a father figure. I'm not young. I'm 74. Coach Shannon's 101 years old. Isn't that fantastic? But he's just the kind of person that you can talk to. He's a very religious person, a great soul, and it's great to see how he reacts with people young and old.
He must have been a great motivator.
Absolutely, for me too, as a coach. Again, as a friend, as a coach, he's a guy I could always talk to.
Did you say you've known him since 1979?
That's correct.
That's a long time.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Great history. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Here on the red carpet with Judge Williams, who is an integral part of this wonderful film, Through the Tunnel. Hello.
Hello, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. I understand that this is additional, what do I want to say?
Footage?
Additional footage.
Yeah, the original film was wonderful in and of itself, but the film sort of took a life of its own after the first showing, and as a result of the film, there were celebrations honoring the team. As people may know, the film is about Lincoln Memorial High School's football team in the mid-'60s and the transition into an integrated Manatee High School. But what happened with the film is that it spawned a new interest in Lincoln Memorial High School and its alumni. And so the first new footage we added was of an event that occurred when Palmetto High School honored Lincoln by bringing in some of the Lincoln alumni for their homecoming. So we put some footage of that in the film, and we called that Overtime. And since then, we've had double overtime because we had some additional footage of Coach Shannon, who's a key character in the film, turning 100. So we have some footage of his 100th birthday.
Oh, wonderful. So this film just keeps getting better and better and better.
Well, we call it the gift that keeps on giving.
I love that.
In terms of not only the opportunity to add footage, but new people to come and see it.
Perfect. Well, that's what our community needs, an ever-growing interest.
Yes, and we want to keep the history of Lincoln and its alumni and the stories alive.
Keeping it alive right here at the 25th Annual Sarasota Film Festival. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
I'm on the red carpet with Shirley Groover Bryant, the mayor of Palmetto. Welcome.
Thank you. It's always good to come to the film festivals, and especially this one.
This is a very pertinent film for Palmetto, isn't it?
Absolutely, and especially my generation as well.
Ah, wonderful. Well, I understand you were very close with Coach Shannon.
Yes,
Tell
he's
us.
quite an icon in Palmetto, but not just Palmetto, Manatee County. So he's helped to smooth a lot of things out during a difficult time period, and the community just owes him a lot. He's a wonderful man.
Well, it seems like you really thought so, because didn't you have a large celebration for him last year?
Well, everybody had a large celebration for him. The county had renamed a park.
Wonderful.
Yes, and then we also, Manatee County had a program where they declared it and so forth, and then we celebrated his 100th birthday. And so he couldn't get out, but we all drove by his house, and he got cards, and everybody was talking to him and calling out to him, and
wonderful.
he knew he was appreciated.
You had a little parade.
Yeah.
Sounds like a big parade.
He celebrated his 100th birthday. So this year they were laying wreaths at the cemetery in Ellington. And so a lot of the veterans groups, they got him to come, they invited him to come. And they got him to speak a little bit. So it was really so nice. And him to be a veteran and everything else he's done and such an icon in the community, you just have to appreciate Coach Eddie Shannon.
Well, Mayor, it's a pleasure to have you here today. This is going to be another great episode of this film.
Absolutely, because at the same time, it was Lincoln Memorial High School, and I went to Palmetto High School, and then the two schools started merging shortly thereafter, and so it's been a middle school since then, since sometime after that, after after the 60s. And so it's just continued to be such a foothold in the community and just so meaningful. A lot of friendships were made, and a lot of the people you'll see in the film, they grew up in my era, and it's just like some of them. My parents were friends of their parents, and so we've collaborated back. Yeah, Ray Bellamy recently moved back, and his dad and my dad were friends.
Is that the Bellamy of the Bellamy brothers?
No, this is the Bellamy of. He was the first African American to go to an all-white university. So yeah, he's an interesting man, and he is also, he played football with Henry Lawrence. So, and you'll see a lot about Henry in the film. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
I can't wait. Well, you're keeping history alive.
Well, hoping to.
Yes.
We got to remember where we came from and know where we're going.
Very well
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being with us
Thank
today.
you. I appreciated the interview.
On the red carpet with John Colon. Hi, John.
Hi, how are you, Liz?
Great. We're here for Through the Tunnel film. John, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a resident here, Manatee County and Sarasota. I was on the State Board of Education. I was also on the Manatee School Board and the Vice Chair.
Wonderful.
I'm currently the Housing Commissioner here in Sarasota.
The Housing Commissioner.
Yes.
That sounds like a very big job.
No, there's a few of us. We administer the Section 8 program, which actually we have residents living as far as State Road 64 in Manatee County.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fabulous. We need housing.
We need affordable and workforce housing.
We do.
That's our goal.
All right. I'm with you on that.
Good. I'm glad somebody is.
So what does this film, Through the Tunnel, mean to you?
Well, this is a very important film. This is an era that's been forgotten here in Sarasota and Manatee County.
Okay.
A lot of people forget that actually Manatee County was Sarasota County. They split Sarasota off from Manatee many years ago and created it separately as part of the circus.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Tell us more.
I got that history from one of the local former newspaper editors here, Johnny Hunter. He talks about it all the time.
Tell us a little bit about the history of Lincoln High.
Lincoln High School is extremely important because it was a segregated school that was where at the time they called Negroes went. It was a high school that had a great football team. It was renowned. And the community feels very tied to it because it was their school. It was not a white school. And they had a tunnel that went through and under to their practice field, and that's how the name Through the Tunnel came up.
Thank you for sharing that. That's very important.
That's what I'm told. As I said,
sticking to it.
I'm sticking to it. I was not there, unfortunately, but I did represent that community as far as being on the school board and as part of the State Board of Education.
That's very interesting. Thank you for that.
It's my pleasure, and I hope everybody enjoys the film. I think it's a great film. I think it's a history that needs to continuously be told. I don't think we should ever forget it.
Well, Manatee Educational Television is honored to be here today.
Well, we appreciate Manatee METV, as we call it. We appreciate Charles Clapsaddle and all the good things he does with the rest of his staff.
Quite a good team.
Yes.
Thank you so much
Thank
for your
you,
time,
Liz.
Mr. Colon.
Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm back with Judge Duran Adams. Great to have you here.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you so much.
Every time I go to a film festival, you're outside asking people questions with a microphone,
That's my job.
and you do a good job.
Thank you so much.
So be easy with me.
I will.
Okay.
You're an integral part of why we're here today. Tell us how the film started and your involvement.
All right, I'll tell you exactly how it started. One afternoon, I was in my chambers doing paperwork, and the phone rang, and my judicial assistant said, "I've got Judge Williams on the line." So I picked it up because Judge Williams and I were like this forever. And so I picked it up, I talked to him. He said, "Hey, listen, what are you doing right now?" I said, "Oh, I'm working on some stuff in the office." And he said, "You need to come down to where we are." I said, "Where is that?" He told me where it was. I knew where it was. I said, "Why?" He said, "I've got some people here that we need to talk to because they've got a story that maybe should be made into a movie." And I said, "Okay." So I got in my car and I went to where they were. And there was Charles Clapsaddle, Henry Lawrence, Coach Shannon was there, and Charles, and then me. And I said, "Okay, what's the story, guys?" And they told me the story about this high school during the years of segregation that I drove by 1,000 times a year because it's part of my neighborhood where I live now, where I've lived for a long time. And they said, so there was this high school, Lincoln Memorial High School, and we have the coach, the head coach of their football team, because they had an iconic football team. They were known all over the state of Florida for how good they were. And and I've got Henry Lawrence. He was a big star on the team. By the way, Henry Lawrence,
icon.
He was an icon. In fact, he went on to play in the NFL for a long time. So I said, "Okay, what's the story?" And so they told me what the idea was. And I said, and the idea had to do with a tunnel underneath a very busy highway that separated the school they went to from the football field. So when they made when they put that highway in, they had to have a way to get the players on Friday nights from the school to the football field
Safely.
Yes. So they built a tunnel into it, and that's how the football players every Friday night would come through that tunnel onto the field and the bright lights of glory.
Ooh, icon.
And the
Iconic.
bright lights of glory.
I'm Charles Clapsaddle with Manatee Educational Television.
Moody Johnson, class of 1965, Lincoln Memorial High School program.
Charles Williams, honorary Lincoln alumni.
You want me to sing? All right, thank you very much. We want to shout out to the Sarasota Film Festival for hosting us today. This is the 25th anniversary of the Sarasota Film Festival, and we are honored and privileged to be showing Through the Tunnel again. We've had tremendous success with this documentary, and we hope it finds new audiences and continues to be something of significance for this community. With that being said, we wanted to do a special shout out to the crew of METV who worked so hard on this film as well. So the film was about an hour and 8 minutes long. We're going to start it in just a moment. Afterwards, we have a special presentation, so I hope you stay through the credits and see this little special presentation that we're going to do on behalf of Coach Shannon. With that being said, another special thanks to all the people who have been involved with this. And are there any Lincoln Memorial people here today? I thought there was. A special thanks to the Lincoln Memorial alumni for attending today, for coming out of their way to attend and see what we have to say about that period of time. Again, I want to thank everyone for attending and for your graciousness in seeing our film. So thank you very much. Sit back and enjoy it, and we'll see you in about an hour. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming. We have a a small gift that we'd like to present to Coach Shannon through Moody, since Coach can't be here today. So, Moody, if you want to pull that out for us, and I'll read what's on there. It says, to METV honors Coach Eddie Shannon through the tunnel, Sarasota Film Festival 2023. And I think the projector's as old as Coach. Right. So, thank you again.
If that doesn't, I just want to real quickly thank you for coming, but I want all the Trojans and Trojanettes to please stand. All the Trojans and Trojanettes. And we want to do one chorus. I'm so glad that I'm from LM High. Come on, let's go. I'm so glad I'm from LM High. Hey, hey, hey. Don't you know it now? Everybody now. Well, 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 I'm from LM High, singing glory, hallelujah. I'm from LM High. Woo! Trojan Nation everywhere. God bless you. Thank you for coming.
Well, that about wraps it up for a wonderful viewing of Through the Tunnel at the 25th Annual Sarasota Film Festival. A special thanks to Coach Shannon, Moody Johnson, Judge Williams, and the whole team that produced this wonderful film. Thank you for joining us so much. I'm Liz Flower with METV. We'll see you at the movies.